Jacob Whitley here with the Carpet Beaters. When you buy new carpet, you don't want just anybody installing it. Poor carpet installation could lead to rippling in the carpet if it isn't stretched properly, or fraying at the edge if it was cut too short. That's why you need to make sure that your carpet store is providing you with proper installation procedures. So let's go over a few tools of the trade. Now, a lot of you might see this knee kicker, which a lot of carpet installers like to use, and will primarily use it for an entire house, but that's not the correct way to do it for multiple reasons. You could end up, just as the installer, using this too often, having lifelong knee problems. Now, we don't want that. So what you want to make sure they're doing is using a power stretcher. That's the only way, an efficient way, to make sure the carpet is tight enough that it's not going to get loose and cause future damage. So what is a power stretcher? Well, basically you have these teeth here, 3D, and you put it on one end of the room and it bites down. You put this all the way up like this, and then you're going to take several poles that attach to the back here, and then you have this end, after several poles to reach the other side of the room, that locks it in against the wall. Now, what this is going to do as you crank this down is it's going to push this shaft down and extend the carpet in order to give you a proper stretch across the room. When you pull on that carpet, it should pop back down as tight as a drum. A power stretcher is even required in small spaces like a closet. It's hot in here. Am I claustrophobic? So the knee kicker is more of an assistant tool to the power stretcher. The power stretcher has this little notch here. The knee kicker can go in right like that, and you basically kick the back in order to nudge it over a little bit if you want to make sure the carpet stretches that way. Usually it's used when you're in corners, but the knee kicker can also be used in awkward spots like stairs. You basically extend it out, and then you have these little teeth that help grab onto the fiber, but you want to also grab onto the backing with the larger teeth. Yowza! So then there's a couple of other small tools. We have this guy here, which basically would be used to cut against the wall in order to create the correct length for the carpet. It also works against tile, when carpet meets tile. If you have a specific spot that needs to be replaced because it's damaged or it just has a stain that carpet cleaners cannot get out, then you're going to use a tool like this. And you're basically going to cut out a little circular notch, and you're going to end up with a coaster. Now, what do we have here? What are you going to do? Make pizza with this? Now, actually, this is for when you're creating a seam. You have your seam tape. You put it underneath, and what you have to do is melt the seam tape with this guy, and then you're going to put it back together and roll that seam nice and smooth. And then you can put something heavy like a toolbox on it in order to make sure the glue glues correctly. Now, when you're cutting the carpet before installation, you want to use something like a straight edge in order to have a very precise edge on the actual carpet. But you want to make sure you keep it in the pouch when it's not in use, because it's extremely sharp and it can hurt you when you're not looking if you end up whacking it with your hand or something. I mean, look at this thing. Then you have little simple tools like this, which you can go against walls to tuck the carpet in once it's in the tack strip. Now, one of the important things about carpet installation is the tack strip in order to hold the carpet in place. This here is the tack strip. Does everything have teeth on it? So with the tack strip, what you're going to do is put it against the wall, and you want about a finger's width length between the wall and the tack strip, so that gives you that extra room to tuck the carpet after it's installed using something like this. Now, if you're hammering into concrete, usually being on the first floor, if it's not a raised foundation, you want to get concrete nails, because these will just shatter to pieces and destroy your entire tack strip. If you want to check out the standards by the Carpet and Rug Institute, look up CRI 104 for commercial installation and CRI 105 for residential installation. It's as simple as that, so make sure your carpet store is using a power stretcher in order to have a proper installation. As always, I am Jacob Whitley, and I want you to remember that carpet cleaning isn't just a common service, it's also a science.